The outlook for Ravnica Remastered is getting more grim by the day. Each day a step closer to the release, and each day a lack of sales driving this product home as maybe one of the worst selling sets ever in Magic the Gathering's history. Well, in today's video we're going to discuss some of those sales and what players should look forward to and should not look forward to when this set releases. In all seriousness, before we start today's video, there's a lot to take away from a successful Magic product and an unsuccessful Magic product. Those that survive and thrive are the ones Wizards of the Coast will do more often. Those that fail to get the attention are the ones that are less likely to ever return again. Welcome back everyone, MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. A reminder that if you're new to the channel and you enjoy today's content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Looking forward to seeing those comments in the comment section. So, Ravnica Remastered, we had the Boxing Day weekend. I've kind of been in and out with the family, and I come back to look at the sales volumes of what's happening for Ravnica Remastered. Let's recap. Way back when this thing was first released on Amazon at an actually really good price that I thought showed that Wizards had some growth and not be as greedy to make a product successful so they can sell more long term, only for them to pull it down and reprice it and jack the price up to where they think the product should be sold at. That started everything off on a left foot that did not go well for the company. Now since then we've had other little things come up here and there, as well as even box openings that I saw last week showing a whole bunch of these new Shocklands coming into play, which means players you would think would desire all these retro cool versions, and that's not really how it's going down at all. Yes, there's a minority of people who are calling out saying, I can't wait to get those, it's going to be great. But that's not the way it's going to go down when this set gets released, okay? Let's take a look at what's going on. If we look here on TCG Player, you can see here 1803. There's only 2 copies here. I don't care. I'm just showing you the fact that here's the basic version of Steam Vents, okay? This is US pricing, by the way. And if we go here and look at the overall sales of the product, well, you can see the 31st, the 30th, 29th. It's 1 or 2 copies. Somebody way back on the 23rd opened, wanted 4 of them for like 15 bucks. That's not a lot of sales. That's the full gamut of the sales for Steam Vent. Now, maybe you're going to say, hey, let's talk about the retro frame. That is something players want to get their hands on. 41 bucks, Moxman, and that's a ridiculous shipping amount because it's, it would obviously be immediately trying to put it into Canada. So forget that. Just look at the price tag and then look at the sales of that. It only had 5 or 6 sales. This, yes, is a pre-sale item. Players are waiting to see where these products are going to fall and how cheap they're going to get. That is abysmal pricing. That is abysmal sales. It is ridiculous. You can come here locally in Canada right now. I could have given you guys a whole litany of local stores that have like Steam Vents from Ravnica or Gatecraft. They're like 13 bucks Canadian, which puts it at like what, $9, $10 US. Guys, none of these prices are going to hold. It doesn't matter what anybody's telling you out there. I said it in the last video. And when you come back and look every couple of days at the sales and nothing is upticking, nothing is showing growth or desirability, this has a twofold effect on the market for Magic. Number one, it puts a downward spin on this product. It crushes under the weight of its own failure before it even got going. And people like me nagging you guys about how bad the product is just putting nails in the coffin, right? We already know it's a dead thing. It just helps hammer home that Wizards failed on so many fronts when they repriced it. If they had kept this at a cheaper price point, it really would have done really well. It really would have. Now, I still expect the pre-releases to go off without a hitch. Players are going to have a great time. But I think you're going to see a lot less of this product opened. And I already know stores who have, all the allocations are in at this point. Most of them barely ordered any anyway. And they have no desire to order more. So even if Wizards kept this at like half of their normal production run, which of course I have no way of knowing what they actually have got being printed, but even if they went in half, it'd still be too much. It's still too much. Nothing is going to carry the day on this product, even if it was really scarce. Even if it's sold out and there was none left available, I don't think a reprint product is going to drive home that kind of pricing going forward. I think this is going to be a lesson for Wizards of the Coast of what players have come to find acceptable versus unacceptable. Where players are going to find value in singles and in sealed products versus what used to be considered an okay product for sealed or singles. The market is shifting in unexpected ways ever since the 30th anniversary. There's been a total product shift, and Wizards of the Coast, as we've talked about a lot of times with companies of this size, as a massive vehicle warship, they take a long time to turn around. They take a long time to adjust. And right now, I think they're playing out the poker hand that they had dealt. They're waiting for a new hand and a new game to start where they can reintroduce new product lines under new names. But really, it's the same thing. And we'll keep you guys updated. As soon as I see some of these things, I'll start talking about it. But right now, I just want to focus on this because this product did not have to be a failure. It really didn't. The artwork, the anime art, the retro style framing, all of this, even the serialized cards, there are many things in here that scream it should be successful. But we all know pricing is everything, and the uptick in pricing across the board for all of Wizards of the Coast products, it's not going to succeed. And it doesn't matter if some stores buy it or YouTube guys like me open it for channel content. I'm saying as an overall product line, where players used to buy cases of this stuff, everyone has stepped away. You see it all the time in my comment sections. I get emails on it saying, yeah, I bought some singles. I'm not touching sealed. I'm not touching products like this. I'm not going to look at Murders at Karlov Manor. I'm looking forward to Modern Horizons 3. I'm looking forward to Bloomburrow, which are way down the line. And we don't know what those products are actually going to hold yet. But the ones that are right in your face right now, the fact that players don't want to buy it, and they're still buying things like The Lost Caverns of Ixalan, they're still buying WoW, this tells you things that Wizards should be smart enough to get on track with right away, but they're just so slow to react to massive market changes that it makes it kind of scary for anybody. And this is the second half here, guys. Anyone who's thinking of sitting on the product, anyone who's thinking I'm gonna buy some, I'm gonna hold it, and I'm gonna see how great it's gonna turn out 10 years from now. I think in 10 years from now, this will still be on the shelves. Yeah, I could be proven wrong, but time and time again, as the years have gone by, it's proven more often than not, stores overorder and have stuff sitting on the shelves. And if some of the product becomes popular and starts to sell, they just jack up their prices to meet the new market demand and the new market price increase. So we're not in a world anymore where Magic products sell out and cannot be found at your local LGS. These aren't the days of Zendikar or even something like World Wake or Rise of the Eldrazi, where products from Wizards of the Coast used to sell out, and that drove desirability in the single market and the sealed product. Nowadays, there is print to demand, no MSRP, and no expectations. When you have all those three combinations together, players do not invest in the game, they play the game. They do not put massive money behind the product, they put just enough to enjoy the game and play. Maybe that's not a bad thing, but when card prices plummet, Wizards of the Coast has to find new ways of doing things because they need to generate revenue for Papa Hasbro. They need to keep the money flowing into the company. So the game pieces that are falling in price do need to find a floor, and they do need to go up in price. Cutting reprints will be number one. And even in a product like this, when we see this many shock lands being opened, that's a scary thing. This many shocks going into the market is going to plummet the price. It's unavoidable. And I'm going to capitalize on that. I'm going to get play sets of cards that I want for other decks now for all my shock lands. I'm like, hey, I can get 4 of these and 4 of these and 4 of these at like half the price they used to be. That's fantastic for us. It's fantastic, but it's not fantastic for Hasbro. It's not fantastic for future print runs of these types of cards when you drive them to zero. Because after you own them, if I buy an extra play set of each one, I never need to buy them again. So anytime they come up in a product, I don't care. Every time fetch lands come up, I don't care. Because I have my play sets. I've been at the game long enough, and a lot of us have been at this game long enough that a lot of these cards hold no desirability factor. Wizards has got to branch off and give us new products. They've got to go away from these remastered products for a while. They got to let things marinate. They got to cut the reprints and get us back on track to where the game was really humming along as a playable game, a desirable game that met all the factors of a collectible game as well as the playability factor for players who want to get in on the game. I think there's still a shortfall on all of these that have to somehow find an equilibrium that allows everyone to enjoy it. We're not there yet because they keep raising the prices. The reprints of Shocks is great, but the price point means there's not going to be that much open. It's just too expensive to go in for a $5 Shockland. Nobody's going to open a $300 box Canadian to get 4 Shocklands at $5 a piece. No value means nobody opens it, which means those players don't actually capitalize on the secondary market of cheaper cards long enough. Those things sink out right away. Either way, thanks a lot for hanging out, guys. Thanks for being here on the channel. I'm looking forward to seeing your comments in the comment section. And of course, this week, the purchase video for the 20K party will come up. Keep your eyes peeled. In the next day or two, it will be there. And we'll have everything lined up for this Sunday's live stream, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you guys there. Have an awesome day today. To all the amazing patrons out there supporting the channel day in, day out, month after month, and sometimes even year after year, thanks again to the amazing patrons. Happy New Year to everyone in case I missed you. And of course, we're looking forward to new content all year long. Thanks again for supporting the channel. Welcome back to the Ramble Jamble. Here we are at the end. And let me tell you, I think this set's going to go down as the worst set ever. Worse than Fallen Empires. It's going to be brutal. I mean, in terms of actual volume sales. It's going to be bad. Really bad. But you didn't come here to the Ramble Jamble for that. You came to find out about 20K party planning. I don't have much new stuff to tell you guys. I just got back into town. I'll have to run through. I have to actually go to work this week. But I'll be running some of this stuff through and putting everything up. Hopefully the video will come out either Wednesday or Thursday. Okay? I have to line everything up and give time for people to pay for things. And then put everything together for the actual Sunday live stream. So it should be a good time. Thanks for supporting the channel. It's going to be great. And of course, for the Patreon giveaway stuff, as soon as the tax season's done, I'll probably do an announcement if I do any major purchases, depending on how the tax season goes. If I buy some major cards for the channel again, I will add them onto like a video so you guys can see kind of the stuff that will be up and being added to the Patreon box, as well as the regular purchasing I do every month. Okay? Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for hanging out. See you guys soon. Enjoy the day. Work tomorrow is just gonna suck.